All right, so I am coming to y'all today to once again just clear up some things, because I feel like statements like this and the interaction I just had on Twitter is what's just literally causing a lot of confusion, and then what leads to the imbalance of NBA 2K if the dev team actually listened to some of y'all, right? And again, but I feel like this is a common misconception, and I want to go ahead and address it, okay? So NBA 2K dropped the top 10 mid-range shooters in NBA 2K26, okay? And as you can see, Jokic is with a 98, Kyrie Irving 98, KD 97, Booker 97. I mean, you can go down the list and you can see Curry's at a 97, and DeMar DeRozan's at a 96, and then you got McBride at 96 and Millington, okay? Now, to me, I looked at it, I was like, all right, nothing too crazy. But somebody said something, right? And he was like, yo, Steph Midi is not better than Debo, and definitely not even with Shea. This is bad. Now, I thought he was trolling. I'm like, first of all, anybody that knows ball knows that, Steph Curry is not only he's the greatest shooter of all time, right? And if you've played basketball, mid-range shooting, it is dead, but if you can shoot, right? You can hit a three-point shot, you can hit a mid-range. Is a mid-range a little bit more difficult than three-point shot? That's up for interpretation. If you practice more mid-range, it's easier to you. If you practice more three-point shots, then obviously it's easier shooting three-point shots, right? I mean, there is certain spots on the floor that are obviously easier to hit shots. That's why most people shoot there, which is of course going to be the corners and the top of the key, you right? And just a little background myself, I played D1 basketball also, and I was a shooter, right? I was a three-point shooter. I led when I was a first team all conference, all region in basketball, and that was my thing. I shot a lot of three-point shots, and a lot of people don't know, Steph Curry was my teammate. Dale Curry was our coach. So of course I know a lot of, I know basketball too, right? I know I play pro baseball, but I know basketball. So, but if you follow my channel long enough, you know this, okay? I was a D1 basketball player, D1 baseball player, and I played professional baseball. So needless to say, I was a hell of an athlete. I was a good, just good athlete, good player. But I'm just giving you a rundown of the shooting aspects from a shooter perspective, okay? Now, this is what bothers me. When someone says that, come on, DeMar DeRozan and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander are better shooters in the mid-range than Steph Curry is blasphemous, right? But people believe that, and okay, if you can believe that all you want to, that's one thing. But then, of course, I had to come back with numbers, and I said, hey, just to let you know, Steph, for a career, has a higher field goal percentage than all these guys on the list, except for Jokic and KD. Right? Duh. Steph's the greatest three-point shooter of all time. Of course, a foot inside a three-point line, he's still going to hit it at a very high clip. I mean, come on, he's a shooter, right? And the only people that have a better, higher mid-range percentage than him is just Jokic and KD. But then I also said, and it's 8th all time. Steph Curry has the 8th highest field goal percentage from the mid-range all time. But no one should be surprised by that, because Steph's considered the greatest shooter of all time, right? But this is what really bothers me, and I think a lot of people, this is what they think of, right? He said, minimal attempts compared to other guys who shoot a higher degree of difficulty from the midi. I'll give him a 95 midi, but he shouldn't be above my man Debo for rating purposes. Now, there's so many things wrong with this statement, and the first thing I'm just going to go ahead and first of all, minimal attempts. When has volume surpassed efficiency? Just because you shoot more in the mid-range doesn't mean you are a better mid-range shooter. We can name listen, guys, everybody has their favorite team. You can name somebody on their team that shoots way much more than they should because there's someone else on their team that's a better efficient scorer, right? Kevin Durant has never led his team in field goal attempts. He only did it once. He did it once, and that was in 2018. Every other year, Kevin Durant there's been someone else on his team that shot more than him. Now, again, he did play Russell Westbrook a lot, so I'll let you know. But that's a prime example. Russell Westbrook shot way much more shots than him. That doesn't mean he's a more efficient scorer than KD. So that is just ridiculous to say that Steph Curry should have a lower mid-range shooting than Debo Samuels or Shai Gilgeous-Alexander because they shoot more in the mid-range. That makes no sense. But then the second part, okay, he said also they shoot a higher degree of difficulty from the midi. All right. We got to stop, guys. All right. We got to stop. A rating, and again, Betty, I think I replied back to that. I said, nah, ratings is about the end result, which is a make or a miss. A badge is used for difficulty of the shot. All right. Now, the rest of that's just me going back to some other stuff, but I want people to understand that. I think a lot of people misunderstand the purpose of a rating, right? So the rating is, the efficiency part. Okay. How efficient are you at hitting your shots in the mid range? The difficulty part was where you add people that get the badges. Okay. Right. Does Steph Curry, how many difficult shots he shoot in the mid range? I mean, I don't know. I don't know if there's data out there for that, but if Steph Curry's open in the mid range, or Steph Curry end result is he's hitting that shot efficiently, then he needs to have that higher mid range shot. So what does that got to do with your My Player Builder and that type of sort? Well, obviously, if we were going to go from the perspective of volume shooting, right, then obviously what will happen is that the builder will be absolutely cracked and broken, because if we go off the assumption that your rating has nothing to do about your make or miss, but your attempts, then just imagine how broken that would be. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is that I know 2K throw stuff out there that, every single time something comes out there, people just want to disagree. And I know, ratings are always up for interpretation, but ratings are there for a reason. Okay. In a video game or any type of game. And the ratings is set the standard in the baseline. And if we're going to start putting the greatest shooter of all time, and to be honest with you, I would go as far as saying that Steph Curry should have a 99 mid-range and a 99 three-point shot. Obviously, he has a 99 three-point shot, but he should have a 99 mid-range too. I mean, anything that revolves him shooting the ball should be 99. I don't think anybody in the league, or if you was to poll people and ask them who's the best shooter in the league, I mean, it would be overwhelmingly Steph Curry by a wide margin. I mean, some people might say, some other people, I don't know, like Kevin Durant, maybe. I think Kevin Durant is the most, probably the greatest scorer we've ever seen of all time, efficiently too. But we want to make sure that when we put our ratings into the builder, they matter, right? We want to make sure that they matter, but we also want to make sure it makes sense. Okay. Why is my 3-point shooting 99? My 3-point shooting is at 99 because I want to make sure the end result is very, 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 very high and efficient. And the end result is a made shot. Okay. Why am I missing this contested shot or this moving shot or that type of stuff? Well, that's where the badges will come in. Okay. So that's the same exact thing when the game first comes out. When the game first comes out, you might have a 99 3 ball, right? But then the contest system, everything else starts to come into play, and that starts to mess with that 99 or whatever you have. And that's where Deadeye and Set Shot Specialist and Catch and Shoot and all these other badges will help assist, you making that shot. So when you come into a game and you don't have any badges and you have whatever you're trying to do, if it's trying to be dunking and you have a 99 driving dunk, but you don't have posterizer, right? You shouldn't be expecting to hit every single shot. So what I'm trying to tell y'all is that please, understand the difference between what the ratings are going to do and what the badges are supposed to do. Okay. Badges help and assist the rating, but the rating is basically there if there's just perfect conditions. So if you're wide open and no one's around and that type of short with a 993 ball, you should be okay. But if someone's in your vicinity, or if they're, you have to move or move off your spot, then expect that rating not to still be 99, but you have to then turn to your badges to help you with the blinders or the difficult shot or whatever else that tends to happen to you during that possession. Okay. So hopefully I cleared that up for y'all, man. And hopefully I understand where I'm coming from, but I just felt like this is something that needed to be addressed. Let me know in the comment sections how you feel about this. Do you feel like ratings should be based upon the end result and then badges will help with everything else that happens within that shot? Let me know in the comment section. But other than that, it's your favorite old head, Uncle Demi. I'll be back really, really soon with the banger, man. When I say back soon with the banger, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about tomorrow, man. I'm out.